This section is called two-dimensional electronic mapping. And as you can see, that map is an important part of GIS output and display results. And it is also one of the important data sources of GIS. You can see that on the left side is a map of Netherlands in the style of a painting by Vincent van Gogh, and some other beautiful maps. So in our last section, we import our region data and our attributes data. And this is the result by using the mean center tool to analyze the center of the tornado happened in all these years. And if you're not following me, don't worry. And by using the workspace that I created before, we can continue to follow my steps. So as we know, there are general layer and thematic layer in our two-dimensional electronic map. So, and as for data, the purpose of visualization is to show the information hidden in the data directly to people. So if I have this, browse the attribute table of our result of the spatial analysis, we can see that I can make a line chart to show the trend of the data, or I can use a desktop to do visualization and to show the path that the tornado migrates from one place to another during all these years. And I will go back to iDesktop. So I right-click on this untitled workspace and to choose to close the workspace in order to open our new workspace. And I chose no. I do not save the changes to a workspace. So we look at the iDesktop and find the untitled workspace. We chose to close the workspace, and we chose no because I don't want to save the changes I've done earlier. And in here, I will open a file workspace. So for any of you who followed my step in our last section, we chose to close the workspace and chose no because I want to open a new workspace. And for any of you who just entered our this live stream, we open our iDesktop and to choose to open a file workspace. So if you have any question during this operation, you can type it in our chat box and my colleague will answer your question. So I chose find our workspace manager here. And we chose to open a file workspace. And the data is restored in our data called electronic mapping. We find the data that we've downloaded, and we chose electronic mapping. And there is a file called tornadomigration.smwu. And we chose to open the workspace. So I will wait for all of you to follow my step. On our untitled workspace, we right-click to open a file workspace called tornadomigration.smwu. Is there any question? Okay. We find tornado migration.smwu in our electronic mapping, and we chose to open this workspace. So okay, in our data source, we do a multiple select by using the Shift tab or Control. We're going to import all these data sets in our map window. We can do a multiple select by using the Shift tab. And we add it to a new map to display all the data sets in our map window. So I will repeat. And we do a multiple select by using our Shift tab or Control to add all the data sets in our map window. And we can see that there is point data, line data, and region data. Okay, I'm sorry if you cannot follow my steps in our iDesktop. So for any of you who has been following my steps, we look at the layer manager. And we can find there are point data, line data, and region data in our layer manager. And I will look at my slides. So we are going to use the calculated mean center. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to use the calculated mean center. And the calculated mean center contains the weighted center point of the tornado level. And this weight can also be expressed in different sizes when drawing. And we need to create a thematic map. Follow my slides? Okay. We need to create a unique value thematic map. The unique value thematic map provides the objects with the same property fields into a class and set a render style such as color or symbol for each class. And unique value maps contribute the data type, but they do not express the quantity information. So I'm going to go back to iDesktop. And we find the data set called result mean center. The point data set called result mean center. We right-click on the result mean center and chose to create a thematic map. In our layer manager, we find our point data set called result mean center. We can see that it's on the left side, it shows a point. That means it's a point data set. Okay, we right-click on the result mean center, chose to create a thematic map. And we chose to create a unique value map. And we chose OK. And in here, pay attention that in our expression, we chose our month group. That is, we set the data, the field called month group to be different color. So I cannot see it on the map because there are too many points. and I can hide the irrelevant point data set. We can find that there is a symbol like the size of, like the shape of an eye, and we chose to close the eye. Yeah, make it look like this. Or we can right click on our data set and to choose it not visible to hide the irrelevant point data. Okay, we close the tornado start point in our layer manager. And to look at the thematic map that I've just created, we can see that different point is in different color. It's small, but we can see that. So does anyone have the question? Okay, I will continue. So now do we know how to create a thematic map? Okay, we find the point data set in our layer manager, and we find the data set that we are going to create, that we are going to use to create a thematic map. Then we right click on the data set, choose to create thematic map, and to choose the unique value map, and we click OK. So if I accidentally close this window, I can find the thematic map on the window on the right. That on the expression, I chose to use the month group field to create a unique value map. And we can see that each point is under different color. Now I'm going to custom the size of each symbol. So in here, I chose size and to use the magnitude sum. Oh, sorry. To use the expression to create, to customize the size of our symbol. We clear everything in this window and we double click the magnitude sum and divide it by 16. This is a number I've tested multiple times, so the outcome will be organized. So I will repeat my step. In the custom expression, in the thematic mapping window, we find the custom expression and to choose the size of our symbol. And we use an expression. We use the magnitude sum field and divide it by 60 to create a symbol for our thematic map. And this means that the green is April. That means in April, May, and June, the tornado is much more severe. So this is how to create a thematic map, create a unique value thematic map. And I will go back to my slides. We will continue. Yeah, the unique value map is divided the objects with the same property fields into a class as we've introduced before. So this is how we create a thematic map. And please do follow my step, because in our page 4 of our test, and there is we need to upload a picture of our map. So please follow my steps. And this is what we've done earlier. We use the month field to make a unique value thematic map. Then we select our color scheme. Then we choose the symbol size option and to set the symbol size with an expression. And this is how it looks after we've done all this.
等一下那个
So
报告我不知道，他讲了俩报告。他讲完之后，另外一个人讲。
And next, I'm going to create a label map. Okay, I'm going to create a label map. And as for our test, we can find the question in page 3. Question 2 in page 3. I asked, what type of thematic map do I choose if I want to display the text information of a dataset? Or, for example, I want to use the name field of a region dataset named state. So I'm going to use a label map. Okay, I am going to create a label map. And this is the answer for question number 2 on our page 3. So label maps are used to create a point, line, or region objects on the map with text or numbers. For example, I can create a label map for a river dataset to see the river with their names or lengths on the map. So I will create a label map for our state dataset. And I will go back to iDesktop. So you can use the middle button of the mouse to zoom in or zoom out on the map window. And use the middle button of the mouse to drag our map. And we can, now I'm going to create a label map using the state, that is the region dataset. So I find the state data. Okay, I chose the state dataset in our layer manager, and I right-click on the dataset to create a thematic map. And in this time, I'm going to choose the label map. I chose the label map and I click OK to create a label map for our state dataset. Okay. And on the right side, we can see that I used the name field of the state dataset to create a label map. So in the Styles tab, I can choose the color of our label map. And I can change it by doing this. But yeah, you can see, you can choose what color you like in the Styles tab in our thematic mapping, okay? So is everyone following me? This is how we create a label map. And just in case anyone's lose my steps, and in our layer manager, I chose the state dataset, and we right-click the state dataset to create a thematic map. And we chose the label map. Okay, and I click OK. And this is how we create a label map. So basically, we can see that this is a map containing the information of the state names and the path of the tornado. So for a map, first we see is the color of the map. And how am I going to change the color of the map? We can right click in our map window. You can see that I right click in our map window and we chose the properties. And on the right side, we can see the map properties. And we chose the background to be dark. We chose the black, okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I see the question. And repeat the last part. I'm sorry, to create a thematic map, or we will wait a minute. So which part do I need to repeat? I will wait a few minutes. Okay, and the points of colors. The points of colors, okay. That is the unique value thematic map, okay. Have you created a unique value thematic map? We can see that in the layer manager, we can see that this is a thematic map called result mean center. And we look at the thematic map. Yeah, I can see your, yes, but it didn't stay the same as mine. Okay. You've created a thematic map, and we look at the expression. Okay, look at the expression on the right side of our window, and we can see that we use the month group. We use the month group to create, to set the color of the points. Have you find the thematic mapping window? We can find the thematic map we create, and we right-click on our thematic map to find the layer properties. And thematic map. So we chose our month group. We use the month group field to set the style for each of our point. And we can find the thematic map on the in the layer manager window. We right-click on our thematic map and to modify thematic map. And I can see the thematic mapping on the left, on the right side. Okay, and I chose the month group. To I use the month group as expression, and you can see that each point is in different color. So I will continue. we right-click on our thematic map to find Modify Thematic Map. And we look at the thematic mapping window, and we chose the month group as an expression. Okay, on our last step, I chose to set the color of the background as black. So I continue to set the color of our state dataset. Okay, I find the state dataset on our layer manager, and I double click it, and I double click the state dataset. And I can change the color of it in the style tab on the right, okay? And I chose it to be dark gray. So this is how we set style for a map. Okay, I changed the color of the background and the color of the state dataset. So I will go back to my slide. And as for a label map, we can see that because the name of the state are crowded, we use the show overlays to prevent them from crowded with each other. And of course, I can set scale for a map. And mainly, we set the map style by using we set the label layer of the state name to be more clear to see. And we can change the color of the background. So the important step to save our map is to save our map and our workspace. And this is how we save a map. Okay, I will show you how to save a map that we've just created. I go back to our desktop, and to place our map in the center of our map window. Okay, and I right-click on our map window. I will wait a few minutes because the question on our page 4 in our text in our test link, we require all of you to upload a picture of a map that you created. And for those who hasn't been able to follow my steps, you can do a screenshot of the slides you are looking at, or a screenshot of our live stream, and upload the picture in our test. We can see your results, and I'm sorry you cannot use our desktop to follow my step. Okay, next I will show you how to save a map if you've been following my steps. I right-click in our map window to choose export to picture. I right-click in our map window and choose to export to picture. And this is a file name, and I chose to stay by default. And you can choose to save it. I will just save it on my desktop to name it by image, and I choose OK. So we right-click on our map window, we chose to export to picture, and chose a place to store the picture that we've just done, and chose OK. So, and we will have a picture. Yeah, this is an image. Okay, this is an image that I just saved. So I can upload this picture, how it looks. Okay, I'm just sharing some tips for such as create a thematic map or a label map and to set the color of the map. Okay, and remember to upload a picture. Okay, remember to upload a picture in our test link and on our page 4. We require all of you to upload a picture. And this is the end of this section, and this is our YouTube channel. You can subscribe us. We also have some videos on our official website. Okay, so thank you.